Welcome back to our series on minimalism. The benefits of minimalism have been astonishing, and it's been an inspiring journey towards embracing the idea of knowing enough for happiness. Have you ever felt like your home is overflowing with belongings? Let's begin by addressing old magazines. They have a tendency to accumulate over time, becoming outdated and losing their relevance. Yet we often cling to them with the hope of revisiting an interesting article or trying out a fancy recipe. However, let's be honest, how often does that actually happen? Instead, they merely take up valuable space and gather dust. If you haven't touched them in the last 6 months, it's time to bid them farewell. 1. Moving forward, let's discuss expired makeup. It's important to note that makeup does have an expiration date, and using it beyond that can potentially lead to skin irritations or infections. Therefore, if you find yourself holding onto that 3-year-old mascara or the lipstick purchased for a special occasion that never came to fruition, it's imperative to let them go. 2. Now, let's address those infamous unused kitchen gadgets. Despite seeming like a good idea at the time of purchase, gadgets such as the avocado slicer or egg separator often end up gathering dust if not used regularly. Moreover, the truth is that many of these tasks can be accomplished just as easily with a traditional knife. 3. Looking ahead, let's discuss worn-out shoes. While we may have a sentimental attachment to that one pair, if they're no longer comfortable or presentable, it's time to bid them a graceful farewell. 4. Obsolete electronics, such as the original iPod or early 2000s flip phones, often carry sentimental significance, but typically languish forgotten in drawers when no longer in use. Responsible recycling of these items is crucial, yet this is merely the start. Do you recall the days when cell phones resembled bricks in size and weight? Technology advances swiftly, rendering old devices obsolete. There's no need to cling to them. You can opt to recycle them, or even better, donate them to charitable organizations that refurbish such devices for individuals in need. It's a mutually beneficial arrangement, decluttering for you and providing vital communication tools for others. 5. Now, let's shift our focus to surplus cups. Take a moment to assess. Which cups and mugs do you genuinely utilize daily, and which ones merely occupy space in the depths of your kitchen cupboard? Opt to retain only those that bring you joy and are regularly used, donating the surplus. This simple action will help create a more expansive and orderly kitchen environment. 6. Moving forward, let's talk about redundant kitchen utensils. How many spatulas, ladles, or graters do we truly require? Frequently, we gravitate towards our preferred tools, leaving the duplicates to accumulate dust. Streamlining these duplicates will not only declutter our kitchen drawers, but also enhance their functionality. 7. Let's now shift our focus to the matter of unused hangers. Plastic or wire hangers tend to accumulate unnoticed in our closets over time. But do we truly require all of them? Given that many of us only utilize a fraction of our clothing collection, why not contemplate donating or recycling surplus hangers? This straightforward step will help declutter your wardrobe, enhancing visibility and accessibility to your favorite attire. 8. Now, let's move on to the topic of outdated holiday decorations. Year after year, these items can pile up, consuming precious storage real estate. Dedicate some time to sift through your collection. Retain the decorations that continue to spark joy, and contemplate donating or recycling the rest. You'll be astonished by the amount of space you can reclaim, paving the way for fresh memories and traditions. Envision the additional room at your disposal. Remember, decluttering isn't about discarding everything, but about creating space for what holds genuine significance. 9. Broken jewelry is another clutter culprit that you can address promptly. Many of us hang on to these pieces, intending to repair them, yet in reality, how often does that occur? Rather than allowing them to occupy space and accumulate dust, why not repurpose or recycle them? Alternatively, if they hold sentimental significance, consider having them repaired, enabling you to wear and appreciate them once more. 10. Now let's address the matter of worn-out children's toys. While they may carry sentimental value, if they're broken or no longer capturing your child's interest, it's time to bid them farewell. Think about donating them to others in need or recycling them where feasible. By doing so, you'll open up space for your child to engage in play and forge fresh memories. 11. Now, let's shift our focus to surplus bedding. Let's be honest. How many sets of bed sheets, pillowcases, and duvet covers are truly essential? Over time, it's easy to amass these items through gifts, sales, or leftovers from style changes. However, in reality, we tend to stick to our favorite few, leaving the rest to occupy unnecessary space in our cupboards. By decluttering, we can reclaim this space and prioritize what truly holds value. 12. Now let's tackle the issue of outdated textbooks. Recall those hefty tomes from your school or university days that you held on to, thinking they might come in handy someday? Well, that day is here. If you haven't found a use for them by now, it's unlikely you ever will. Moreover, with the abundance of information accessible online, these textbooks have become redundant. Consider donating or recycling them to give your shelves some breathing space. 13. Moving forward, let's address unused craft supplies. Whether it's an incomplete knitting project, a surplus of googly eyes, or an abundance of scrapbooking paper, if these items are collecting dust, why hold on to them? Consider donating them to a nearby school or crafting community, or perhaps sell them through online platforms. Not only will you declutter your space, but you'll also provide someone else with the opportunity to create something wonderful. 14. Next, let's discuss outdated prescriptions. Many of us tend to keep medications on hand in case they're needed again. However, it's crucial to understand that these prescriptions have expiration dates and can pose risks if taken beyond their shelf life. Thus, it's recommended to clean out your medicine cabinet and properly dispose of any expired or unused prescriptions. This action not only promotes a safer living space, but also opens up potential space for more necessary items. 15. Now, let's address the matter of aging greeting cards. Though they may carry sentimental significance, they also occupy valuable space. If parting with them entirely proves challenging, contemplate digitizing them instead. Scan the cards onto your computer or photograph them, storing them in a designated folder. This method allows you to reminisce over the memories without the burden of physical clutter. And let's not forget about old 16. Now, let's move on to... Let's tackle the problem of mismatched socks. We've all encountered that one drawer brimming with socks that have lost their mates. It's time to bid them adieu. You can repurpose them as cleaning rags or pet toys, or simply discard them. In any case, it's time to say goodbye to the single sock syndrome. 17. Towels, the dependable companions of our daily routines. From drying us off post-shower to swiftly cleaning up spills, they've faithfully stood by our side, sometimes even moonlighting as impromptu blankets. Yet, when was the last time we thought about replacing them? If it's been too long, it's about time to say goodbye. Thankfully, swapping them out is a breeze, and your skin will surely appreciate the indulgence of a new, plush upgrade. 18. Now, turning our attention to the pantry. Have you ever glanced at a can of beans and pondered whether the expiration date is merely a recommendation? It isn't. Expired food poses health hazards, and frankly, it disrupts your meal planning efforts. Therefore, take a moment, scrutinize those dates, and bid farewell to anything past its prime. By doing so, you'll make room for fresh, wholesome ingredients, perhaps even sparking inspiration for experimenting with new recipes. 19. Moving forward, it's time to tackle the issue of old shopping bags. You know the ones. Those bags you've accumulated from countless shopping trips, intending to reuse but never quite got around to it. They're occupying valuable space, and it's time to part ways with them. If you require bags for future shopping, consider investing in a selection of durable, reusable ones. Not only is this choice environmentally conscious, but it also helps in minimizing clutter. 20. Continuing onward, let's address expired coupons. These seemingly innocent scraps of paper can actually contribute to clutter in unsuspecting ways. Whether they're tucked away in a drawer or pinned to your fridge, they quietly gnaw at your sense of peace. Each time you encounter them, they serve as a reminder of missed opportunities. It's time to shred them, discard them, and alleviate that subtle burden from your shoulders. 21 next. We'll be focusing on broken or neglected small appliances can create unnecessary clutter in your living space. Whether it's a toaster that fails to toast, a blender that refuses to blend, or a gadget purchased on a whim and never utilized, these items serve no function other than occupying valuable space. If they're broken beyond repair, opt to recycle them. If they remain unused but operational, contemplate donating them. Allowing them to accumulate dust serves no purpose in your home. 22. Another item worth decluttering is old calendars. Despite their potentially beautiful images or inspiring quotes, they remain relics of the past. It's prudent to recycle them and fully embrace the present moment. If you're sentimentally attached to certain images, contemplate cutting them out and repurposing them as artwork or postcards. 23. Let's now address the issue of unused or damaged furniture. Whether it's a chair with a wobbly leg or a table languishing in the garage, these pieces can contribute to clutter. If they're irreparably damaged, it's best to bid them farewell. If they're merely unused, you might contemplate selling or donating them. Creating empty space can be invigorating and pave the way for new additions. 24. Shall we discuss? We often underestimate the significance of old nail polish. But let's face it, how many of us manage to finish a bottle before it becomes unusable? It's high time to bid farewell to those dried-up, unusable bottles. 25. Moving forward on our decluttering expedition, let's address unused exercise equipment. Whether it's a treadmill doubling as a clothes hanger or a yoga mat accumulating dust, if these items aren't fulfilling their intended purpose, they're simply occupying valuable space. 26. Continuing forward, let's tackle the issue of old school notes. Unless they possess sentimental significance, they're essentially stacks of paper accumulating dust. By recycling them, you'll not only declutter your space, but also experience a sense of lightness. 27. We've all experienced the overflowing cupboard filled with excess Tupperware. But do you truly require 15 different containers for leftovers? It's highly unlikely. Consider keeping a select few versatile ones and donating the surplus. 28. Last but not least, let's discuss old rugs. While they may have faithfully served their purpose in the past, if they're worn out, it's time to bid them farewell. Introducing a new rug can instantly rejuvenate a room, so don't hesitate to let go of the old one. Thank you for joining us on this journey towards simplification. Don't forget to subscribe for more insights into living minimally and mindfully.